There's a ballad that everyone loves. I mean, it's people of all walks of life, all generations, and it's a great song. Don't get me wrong, but it is not the premier Rick James ballad. It is not the premier Rick James love song. It ain't even a premier Rick James and Teena Marie duet. What's going on, everybody? You're right on time for another ride on the Groove Line with your host, Chris Stevens. Hopefully, you all are doing well out there. This is day number 12 of the BMM 30 series here on the Groove Line. The Groove Line is a music podcast where I and eventually guests will be discussing music from the past, present, and future. And June is Black Music Month, so there's 30 days in a month, which means there will be an episode each day covering a topic like an artist, a song, a band, a genre, a producer, an era, an album. Did I say album already? Whatever. Trust me, if it has something to do with Black music history, it's going to be discussed here on the BMM 30 series here on the Groove Line. So thank you all for watching. Thank you all for tuning in. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, tap the notification bell to be notified of all the new videos that drop on this channel. And don't forget to like and comment on the videos because that gets the algorithm popping and more eyes and ears can be on this channel and this channel can grow. So that being said, it's Thursday. It's Throwback Thursday. I mean, it's been Throwback Thursday the entire month because we've been going deep into history's recesses. But there's one song that I want to talk about. This episode is going to be very short, but it might be explosive if you're a Rick James fan. And I'm a Rick James fan. Like, I love Rick James. Everything that he's put out, I can find something good about it. Like, you're not going to tell me that Rick James wasn't one of the most influential people of his era. Like, he was Sly Stone. Once again, Sly Stone. Rick was influenced by Sly. Once again. Yeah, Rick from the 70s to the 80s had an incredible run of music. And there's a ballad that everyone loves. I mean, it's people of all walks of life, all generations. And it's a great song. Don't get me wrong. But it is not the premier Rick James ballad. It is not the premier Rick James love song. It ain't even a premier Rick James and Teena Marie duet. No. Nope. You know what I'm talking about? All right, let me stop playing with y'all. All right, everyone loves Fire and Desire. I get it. It's a beautiful song. It's one of the great early hits in the Quiet Storm era, but it is not the best Rick James and Teena Marie duet. Now, and people are wondering, now, Chris, you can't say A Sucker for Your Love because that's a dance tune. You're right. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about Happy from the 1982 Rick album, Throwing Down. Now, I'm going to tell you why. I stand on this 10 toes down. I stand behind it. I guarantee it. You know that even though if you don't know me anymore, then you know the chairman of General Mills. But this is a brand name. So, Fire and Desire is on the greatest album Rick ever put out. And it's one of the best albums of the 1980s, Street Songs. When you look at street songs from what Rick was trying to do, because Garden of Love, which is an album I talk about all the time, and I may end up talking about again on this channel, it was something that street songs he needed to do to get from underneath the Garden of Love album, which wasn't a bad album anyway, but that's another story for another day. You look at what's on street songs. You got Ghetto Life. You got Give It To Me, Baby. You got Super Freak. You got all these great songs, and then of course you have Fire and Desire because it's the ballad. It's the ballad on an album full of street songs, and even there's a street element to Fire and Desire. Like, it's really, really nice to see you, and I must admit you're looking very, very nice these days. I guess life must be treating you well. Like, they met at a club or something or in a bar, like they've been apart forever, and they run into each other, and it's like, yeah, you still got it. You still got it. And we're both to blame for the flame. Yeah, beautiful song. Makes it all better that Teena Marie was singing that joint with a cold because she was in the studio, not feeling very well. And Rick bodied his verse and she was like, oh no, this man cannot outdo me, because they were dating at the time. She's like, that man cannot outdo me. So she put that cold medicine in her system and got busy. No need for cold medicine theatrics on Happy. Happy to me, for number one, why do I think Happy is the better ballad? than Fire and Desire. A couple quick reasons. Number one, the instrumentation. There's a piano. There isn't a real piano presence on Fire and Desire unless you listen really, really closely. I mean, there's keyboards there, but there's not a true piano presence. Even the keyboards on Happy just sort of have like this little chime and melody sort of buzz to it that just, intoxicates you. I mean, there are strings, there are some beautiful strings. The strings on Happy are even better than Fire and Desire. And then there's the lyricism. Baby, there'll be times when I'll be down and I'll be troubled, trying to be a rising star. But don't you worry, I will never in a lifetime burst your bubbles or bring you down from where you are. You're a queen to me. And Rick really gets into it. And Lord knows I'm a king to you. Yeah. And we belong to each other, lady. That piano that does that goes along with it. Bum, 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 bum. It's cinematic. And Teena comes in with the second verse. It's a wonderful, wonderful song. Like Happy to me is the better ballad because I don't know if I think Happy kind of qualifies as a prequel to Fire and Desire, if you believe it or not, because they swear that they're, going to keep each other happy, from the bottom of my toes to the top of my head and all of that. And, you belong to me, I belong to you. And then they break up. And then, of course, you have Fire and Desire when they get back together. So you could argue that Happy is the prequel to Fire and Desire, but it's absolutely the better song. And I know people who are Rick James fans, who are 80s R&B fans, who are Quiet Storm fans are going to say, Chris, you tripping. And you're right, I might be. But I just love Happy for the fact that it just sounds so much different than Fire and Desire, but that element of love, that element of passion, that element of deep devotion is still there. And I highly recommend. Matter of fact, y'all tell me what you think. I'll put the joints in the comments below. You listen to them back to back in whichever order you want. You can go Happy first. You can go Fire and Desire first. But listen to them back to back. Let me know what you think. I personally believe that Happy is the better ballad because it's the instrumentation is lush. It's real more orchestral. Rick was in his songwriting bag. I mean, he was in the songwriting bag on Fire and Desire when you talk about tasting teardrop stains and all of that. But when you talk about just the general message of Happy, it's the better ballad than Fire and Desire. That's my opinion. I told y'all this was going to be a short video because, well, I just wanted to get this off my chest. I had to get this out of my system. Like, I love Fire and Desire. I'm not going to turn off Fire and Desire if it's on the radio, if I'm driving along somewhere. No. But I'm absolutely going to sing at the top of my lungs if Happy comes on in the car. And WDAS Quiet Storm used to play Happy all the time. Rest in peace to Tony Brown, the originator of the Philadelphia Quiet Storm. I haven't listened to it since the Demu took over for Tony. Tony, of course, passed away in 2021, and the Demu came along. And the Demu's a DC guy. And I know people love him. And I get that his voice sounds similar to Tony's, but Tony used to dig in the crates, though. Maybe I'll do a Tony Brown episode. I mean, it's overdue. It's overdue. But yes, Tony used to play Happy more often than he played Fire and Desire on Old School Thursdays. And maybe that's why I love it so much, because it reminds me to listen to my favorite radio DJ, whether I was coming from a game or I was at home chilling or whatever. But I promise you, if you listen to Happy, you'll understand that while Fire and Desire is a wonderful song, Happy is the better song. Guaranteed. And that's going to 12 of the BMM 30 series here on the Groove Line. Greatly appreciate y'all for watching and listening as always. Contact information will be in the description below. And don't forget, leave your comments. Is Happy better than Fire and Desire, or am I tripping? I would love to know what y'all think. So thank y'all for riding with me on the Groove Line this time. Until the next time we ride, y'all be good or be good at it.